Welcome to the one-stop demo series about A/B testing. I'm your host, Jenny, and I've been affiliated with HighRoad Solution for about 9 years, first as a client and then as an employee. I'm kind of the deliverability person here at HighRoad, but I also troubleshoot other items like engagement, keeping engagement top of mind, troubleshooting deliverability issues, but a lot of that depends on engagement. So how can you increase engagement with your audience? And one of the ways to do that is using A/B testing. So what is A/B testing? Why is it important? And then we'll get into a live demo. A/B testing is a term commonly used in the web development, online marketing, and other forms of advertising to describe a simple randomized experiment with two variants, an A and a B, which are one is the control and one is the treatment in the controlled experiment. The formal or scientific name used for this process and other related processes is hypothesis testing. Other names include randomized controlled experiments, online controlled experiments, and split testing. But for all practical purposes, A/B testing is the term to use for email marketing. So why would you use A/B testing? Well, mainly it's because it's very, very difficult to predict what the engagement level will be with your subscribers, and sometimes you can't trust your gut. So let's go ahead and just do a few examples here. Can adding testimonials increase engagement? So now this first example is showing you an email that has an imagery, it's a call to action, view template samples. Now, if you notice the difference, they're a little bit more verbose in the bottom of this example, but it has testimonials in the bottom, and people sometimes resonate with testimonials. So will this particular A/B split test, will version A get a better engagement or version B? Well, version B won an astounding 247% more clicks with this example. And so that's kind of a no-brainer. You can kind of trust your intuition on that. Testimonials resonate with audiences, but not all of these are necessarily obvious. So does a larger lead story get people to click on it? Here's version A. You can see that the version A lead story has a more prominent position in the email. The image is larger, has a little bit more text. And in version B, it's given the same treatment, albeit at the top of the list, it's given the same treatment as the rest of the content. Version B, the one without the bigger featured content, increased clicks by 75% and an online registration by a stunning 400%. So that would go a little bit against your intuition. So in that case, you wouldn't necessarily trust your gut, unless, of course, version B is the one that you had in your mind. If so, good for you. So does more or less white space increase engagement? And we can take a look here. Now, this is for Yahoo Travel. There's a lot going on in this email template. There are images, there's content. Your eye isn't really sure where to go first, so you're just kind of glazing over the whole thing to see if anything stands out to you. Now, version B has more white space. It's a little bit more airy, which gives the eye the perception that perhaps it's a little bit more organized, straightforward, but there still is a lot of content and imagery. Your eye isn't necessarily sure where to go first. And version A, the one that did not have the white space, increased click-throughs by 5.6%, and heat maps showed that there was a higher engagement as a whole across the entire email. So that is just some case studies from actual A/B split tests that are published by A/B testing website. So I'm going to go ahead and let's log in to our HighRoad account. Now, how do you create an A/B split test? There's a few different ways. First of all, before you actually enter the product to create your A/B split, you need to understand, or you have to have in your head what you're trying to test. Are you going to test creative? Are you going to test subject lines? Are you going to test different color call to action buttons? But you should only be testing one variable in the controlled version B, simply because you don't know what's responsible for a lift in engagement if you're testing more than one variable. So let's go ahead and we're going to test subject lines. Let's go up to Messages, Create Message. Give our message a unique name. And now A/B split testing features will only display when you're sending either a live message or standard test message. So we're just going to send a live message, and I'm going to choose my segment. Okay, and then you can also exclude any exclusion segments if applicable. Now down here you're going to see the A/B split. So it's disabled by default, but when you want to enable an A/B split, you can simply choose one of these two options. You can enable two versions of the message content or enable two send times. So if enable two send times would allow you to do a 50-50 split to maybe see if sending at 10 o'clock gets better engagement than sending in the afternoon with your constituents. That way, a very easy way to test to see what time of day is the best time of day for getting higher opens and higher click-throughs. Let's go ahead and do enable two contents or two versions of the message content. So version A, I'm going to use personalization in the subject line. And these are just notes, they're internal only. Your recipients won't see this. Click Next. And then you'll see here. So here's where your notes end up. So it's just kind of giving you a reminder about where you are in the process. And you'll see here, A/B split test with subject line, and we're going to begin working on version A. These are our version A notes, personalization and subject line. So let's go ahead and personalize our subject line. And I'm going to personalize it with first name. So first name, did you see that? Okay. And then in the message body, I could pull in a template and create my email, or I could just paste content into here if it's just a letter or format letter. So we're just going to put test here. Okay. You'll never use this. Okay, configure. Mine doesn't have any links in it yet. And we can send now. Now keep in mind, you're not actually sending now. When you hit the review and send step, it's going to pop you back to edit your version B. So now version A is completed, right? So we can review this and reiterate everything that we've done so far of what version A is. Now we can begin to review version B. Now version B, our notes are, there's no personalization. The notes are up here in this tab. So let's go ahead, and since we're testing no personalization, let's edit that subject line. And take out the personalization and save. Okay. So you now have your version A and your version B. Now if you scroll up a little bit, you can configure your sample size. Now you can do a 50-50 split, which is just going to send 50% of your audience version A and 50% version B, or you can do what's called an A/B split with champion. An A/B split test with champion is a great way for you to automatically have the system, or you can manually choose the winning version, and you're only sending a small snippet of your segments, the version A and version B, and then after a certain amount of time, you can determine what the winning or champion version is, and the system will automatically send the winning version to the remaining subscribers in your segments. So let's go ahead and do a 10%, 10%, 80. So I'm going to send 10% version A, 10% version B, and then the remaining 80% will go out. Now I'm going to choose automatically. And typically, you'll use either the highest open rate or highest click to open rate. And you can determine the amount of time that you want the system to automatically send your champion. So let's choose, okay, after 6 hours, we're going to send our test initially in the morning, and then after 6 hours, we're going to deliver the remaining 80% of our list, the winning version, and save. Now you'll see the estimated counts in here, a little bit different in that because my testing segment only has a subscriber in it, but when you're choosing segments with more than one subscriber in it, the system will automatically show you the number that your email will be going to. So obviously this estimated count is 001, but when you're sending to an actual segment, you'll see, it evenly split between these two and then the remaining 80%. Okay, once you've set that up, you configured your sample size, you can scroll down and hit Send A/B Split. Thanks for joining us today. Have a great day.